Last week, we talked about making a great impression when buyers walk through your home. You can create positive emotions for potential buyers through temperature, lighting, and smell. This week, I want to talk about staging and just how important it is. Depending on how your realtor works, either they or their stager will walk through your home with you and go over how to really tell a story and show off the spaces in your home. A great idea is to go visit some new homes with your realtor even before that, so you can get an idea of how the designers created a feel of home in the models, even though no one is actually living there. They have an amazing talent in showing both functionality and aesthetics. And folks, I know what you're thinking. This doesn't have to be a huge cost. If you're on a budget, the stager can help you use what you already have and just add in a few things here and there to emphasize your own pieces to really make your home pop. Sometimes what goes out is just as important as what goes in. Keep the floors, surfaces, and walls decluttered and clean. If you love reading, your bookshelves might be full of all the great books you've read over the years, but taking out the bulk of them and leaving the best looking ones and placing them in a more creative way on the shelf can transform a stuffed library into a feature. In your family and living rooms, you want potential buyers to imagine themselves sitting on that couch or in those chairs, chatting with whoever is in the kitchen or watching TV. How the furniture is positioned in a room needs to make sense. Too many furniture pieces in a room or too many frames or art pieces on a wall can make the space seem smaller than it is. You want to give an impression of space so potential buyers can breathe and not feel cramped. It's all about proportion and position. In the bedrooms, if you have really bulky furniture, your stager might recommend putting a piece or two in storage. You want to be able to show that all the important pieces fit in a room, but you also want them to be able to walk around without bumping into that large dresser to try to get to the bathroom. Now, let's talk toys. We all love our kids, and yes, I know living rooms and lofts become toy zones. This is a tough one because you don't want the kids to suffer while the house is on the market, but this is a pretty simple way to declutter. Pick the most played with toys and have them in bins or storage containers. Try to minimize the number of toys left out and sitting on the floor or play table. Sports memorabilia in team-themed rooms. I know, your team is the best and no one compares, but I have walked into rooms painted in the team colors with the walls and shelves covered with collected treasures, and it just so happens that the buyer client I'm showing your house to is a supporter of the rival team. I promise you that I've actually had clients say they would not buy the house because of that very reason. Mind you, you probably wouldn't want your rival team fan to buy your house anyway, but let's just have an open mind for a second and think about keeping our options open to all possible well-qualified buyers. The point is, keep it neutral. I'm not saying put it all away, but there's something about a room that is clearly one of a die-hard fan that can feel overpowering to a potential buyer. Okay, so if I haven't lost you by now, let's talk about a couple of little things you can do to point out all the great features your home has. You know that you just replaced those 1990s windows last summer with highly efficient windows. You know that the furnace or AC is newer. You know that you replaced the insulation in the attic or the plumbing. Everyone can see paint, flooring, and kitchen or bathroom counters. But what about all those things that don't necessarily stand out? One easy thing you can do is put together a list for your realtor of all the upgrades you have done or you know the last owner did to the home that make your home stand out. New roof, new AC or furnace, tankless water heater, new water efficient toilets or shower heads, anything you can think of, put on that list. Your realtor can then edit it and create a professional looking features and upgrades list that can be left on the counter with your property flyers for buyers to take with them when they leave. That's another thing. Ask your realtor to have attractive flyers actually designed and printed on upgraded paper. Impressions go down to the last detail. The details in your home are important. Your realtor's marketing of your home should reflect that. A nicely designed and printed flyer that a buyer can take with them and refer to later may help them to remember your home over the others they saw that day. One more little tidbit for you today. I saw this years ago and I just loved it. Now, it doesn't work for every home and not every seller wants to go through the extra effort, and I totally get it. But if you are, it can be very effective. One afternoon I was walking through a listing with a buyer of mine and I noticed a little printed note on the kitchen cupboard that said, "Open me, soft closed doors." Another note said, "I have pull-out drawers for your pots and pans." I kept walking and saw another note on the hallway closet that said, "Extra storage and deep closet." How many times have you walked past the closet and not even known that the storage wraps around? Hey, that's holiday decoration storage. Throughout the house, there were little printed notes pointing out features that we could have missed. It was a great idea and gave an impact of a wealth of extra features. Okay, so here's the takeaway for today. Staging is about showing off your floor plan in a functional but attractive way. It tells a story. It creates an inviting space that buyers can dream in and imagine themselves moving in. Depending on your need, your stager can modify a game plan that's specific to your home and your belongings, and most importantly, your budget. Do you have a question about buying or selling a home? Please like this video and leave a comment with that burning question you have so I can answer it for you. I'm ℍ𝕆𝓼𝓼. Thank you for joining me in Becoming HomeWise. See you next week.